Here we are underway for some more lower bracket action. Once again, these guys on their last life here. The winner of this will go on to face the loser of DevM versus Love Nest. And playing for today, spawning on the left, playing as US forces, we have DevM. And his loadout is heavy cavalry, armor, and airborne. He's off against some victorious in the last series we just watched was Kimbo playing Zos there, and this time going for mechanized assault, which is a deviation, not Osttrooping, which is curious because I generally find mechanized assault very poor against US forces. Assault grenadiers just don't perform very well against the riflemen. The riflemen have too much DPS, take too much DP damage on their way in when trying to close the distance. So I'm a little bit surprised to see mechanized assault. Honestly, I don't think it's very strong, but maybe Kimbo can prove me wrong.
The enemy is taking our territory.
I do think this is a reasonable map for assault grenadiers, though. So let's see how we go. Rifleman sneaking around the corner off here for DevM, making a dash for the building. Then pulling back, Pyro's out there completing the cap for Kimbo, but has been cut off by DevM already, so completing the cap doesn't really matter too much. And Assault Grenadiers charging in here. They did use the sprint to close the distance, and that does allow him to win the engagement against the rifles. If the rifles maybe were in light cover, maybe they could have done slightly better there, but it was a close engagement. They're both at 3 models. DevM maybe should have pulled the trigger on the retreat a tiny bit earlier there, but not too bad. But that's what you have to do. You have to spend those 10 munitions every time you want to close the distance. Otherwise you're going to lose guaranteedly. And sometimes, you know, if you have to react, maybe you've already taken a couple volleys from the rifleman off, and then you will still end up losing after sprinting in, depending on how the model drops go. MG pushing across here for Kimbo, but once again, DevM very aggressive on these cutoffs, going from cutoff down here to cutoff up here with these rear echelons. Not really trying to use them in the battle. MG repositioning here. DevM about to run head on into it. Rear echelon ran into the machine gun there, it looked like. Got suppressed, forced away. The rifleman getting chased away by the assault grenadiers up there. Oh, assault grenadiers in the north, very, very low. Rifleman running and gunning, and they get the kill. Big error early for Kimbo, losing a squad like that. That just puts DevM way ahead. Looks like DevM's going for Lieutenant, the safest choice. Kimbo, meanwhile, about to complete battle phase 1. What's going to be the option for Kimbo next? Is he going to go for P-Greens? Is he going to try saving up for the 250? He's still a fair few command points. Well, like 1 command point, but almost a whole command point away from the 250 call, and that might end up arriving too late. If he tries to save for that now, it could lose too much momentum in the meantime. So Grenadiers chasing away the rifles there, but very low on health. The follow-up squad might be able to get the job done. Kimbo trying to sneak behind the cover, force a close range engagement. DevM does a decent job there. But Assault Grenadiers hitting Vet 1 there. DevM trying to reposition behind the cover. I think he should have just stood and fought and hope for the best. I think they do gain like a slight bit of received accuracy of Vet 1. It's pretty rare for squads to get combat bonuses of Vet 1, but I think Assault Grenadiers are one of the exceptions. So popping Vet 1 just for that fight, making a difference. Lieutenant charging down the road onto the cutoff. Assault Grenadiers on the retreat. And Lieutenant is a good answer to the Assault Grenadiers because it's got that Thompson. And the extra bit of damage from the Thompson makes a big difference. Makes it so much harder for the Assault Grenadiers. And DevM investing into a 50 cal. Also had the option of maybe going for some healing. He's got some super low health rear echelon here, which could have done with some healing. But that would slow down his light vehicle. And it looks like Kimbo is trying to save for that mechanized assault group. He's well over that in terms of manpower. But he just needs a tiny bit more command points before that arrives. Perhaps could have... Oh, there he goes. Calls it in straight away. Also known as the squad wipe half track. 250 with the P-Greens inside. Very good at wiping squads on retreat. So let's see what he can get done with it. DevM hasn't upgraded the bazooka on the lieutenant. Got one snaring squad, but otherwise both his other riflemen are not Vet 1 yet. So they are vulnerable to the 250. This squad of rifles trying to find a snaring position here. But so far Kimbo staying at range, not allowing them to get close enough. Trying to hide. Oh, yeah, Kimbo doing a good job managing the range here. Bring in the Pios. Riflemen have to get out, but Stewart in production for DevM. And that spells trouble for the 250, especially because Kimbo doesn't have the munitions for the Panzerschrecks yet. So if he wants to go for that as his answer, still maybe about a minute away from that happening, and in the meantime the Stewart could just chase him down and kill him. Actually, he's putting down a med bunker, so man, the Shrek's going to be even further away. No tier 2 down either, so no pack. No snares at all. This 250 is extremely vulnerable to the Stewart here. I wonder if Kimbo will actually end up cancelling the med bunker. What did he build some mines? Where did his munitions go? He had like 60 before. Maybe through assault grenades. No? Oh. Well, I think he must have had to plant a mine somewhere. I have no idea where.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Stewart coming in, chasing away the machine gun. Pretty good map control right now for DevM. Moves out the side. It is getting ripped apart by the Stewart. 50 cal can do some pretty good damage and does. Forces back to 250 and a lot of low health squads here for Kimbo.
Ready for action.
Still waiting on that healing. Well, where did he spend those munitions? I feel like there should be a telemine down somewhere that I missed, but maybe I'm wrong. Can't see it. But this is going to mean a lot of manpower bleed for Kimbo if he doesn't get any healing here. And it looks like he is not getting healing. Maybe thinking about going for the Shreks. And the Shreks in the 250 can chase down and kill the Stewart. It's a bit of a gamble though, depending on whether they land their shots on the move most of the time or not. It's a high gamble. We'll see if Kimbo can make it work. At the moment, his map control not too bad. Rear echelon picked up on the bazookas. Also, it's the ambulance back here and some bars now as well. So, DevM getting that equipment, reaping the rewards for his high map control. Had a lot of munitions available to spend on all that stuff. Whereas Kimbo's been cut off here time and time again. Very poor munitions, and it's been a bit of it, you know, constantly sprinting in like that. Another impact of fighting against US forces. And spend the munitions on those sprints. Stewart so far though hasn't been quite as devastating as I would expect. So is that to DevM's credit, or Kimbo's credit. DevM has been unable to do too much, but maybe DevM just playing very conservatively. You know, a lot of these players when they play in tournaments just play an ultra safe style. DevM doesn't want to expose the Stewart too much to a rush down by the 250. Shrek's about to pop out now. Stewart nearby, no snaring squads. And here we go, he might find the Stewart rear exposed, gun not facing the correct direction. Shrek's open up, one of them misses. Stewart needs one more shot to get the kill with the bazookas. No! One Shrek connects, what about the second? There's not enough damage. And that's what I was saying, one of those Shreks miss. He ends up losing their 250, doesn't get the kill in return. And now Kimbo's in some trouble. Never put down tier 2 either, and amongst all of this. So he's got no answer to the Stuart. Well, he's still got the Shreks, but they're going to bleed quite a lot of manpower. Just to the barred up infantry now. And double fuel for DevM. Sitting on a tidy sum. Looks like Kimbo maybe just going to try tech skip tier 2 altogether. Go for a fast tech up here. But the next 40 or so fuel could be very slow coming in. Because I feel like he's about to lose a tremendous amount of map control. DevM going for a second 50 cal, helping to box out these Panzer Grenadiers. And especially as he equips more and more weapons onto his squads as well. Kimbo's going to struggle even more. We'll see, you know, he has had this machine gun up here not up to much for a very long time. So not fully pushing it to the limit here. All of his potential advantages. Once again, DevM getting the munitions cut off. Oh, that's where the teller was. I was looking for that. DevM finds it with the sweepers. Nicely done. Here come the Shreks. Going to be able to open up on the Stuart. One connects. Second one hasn't fired yet. Both connecting. Stuart getting out of there. So some repairs. Oh, Assault Grenadiers sneak their way around the side of the 50 here. Gonna need to retreat. Slightly late on the retreat. But no assault grenades there from Kimbo to punish that.
300 points remaining.
Rifle's taking a bit of damage out in the open there. Still double fuel control for DevM. Hasn't invested into tech yet. Well, it does just as I say that. Major in production. Flamer coming in. So one side of the garrison's going to need to get out. Grenades exchanged. Machine gun in some trouble, but double P-Greens here. DevM late on the retreat. Get around the corner though. Should be just fine. P-Greens coming through the middle, but a little bit late for Kimbo. Just missing out on the white.
Squad of pioneers has arrived.
So Grenadiers jumping into the building here. Engagement not going too well. DevM in the north. Final grenade onto the re-echelon, but quick retreat. Looks like Kimbo's going to be able to get the decap there, however. Shrek's coming across to the Stuart again. And I thought we'd be seeing the Stuart up in the north here. It looks like he's heading up in that direction now. I thought he would have hit up there a little bit earlier. Because he can do so much damage up here. Just leave the Stuart to deal with these. Bar rifles to deal with these. Good division of labour. Oof. P-Green's out in front of the 50. But still, Kimbo unable to connect the fuel. However, he has managed to squeeze his way towards this. You know, he's just got so many neutral or default territory points. He managed to get the Panzer IV out. DevM right there for a medium tank of his own. So it's still anyone's game. I thought, you know, I honestly thought DevM would have been able to do more damage. Oof. With his Stuart and his army, but Kimbo's done a pretty good job holding on to his map control.
Our lines of supply are disrupted. We have a new
But
Panzer
yeah,
IV.
you're never going to lose the Stuart in those kind of scenarios because three Shreks is 360 damage, Stuart has 400 health, which is why those 400 health light vehicles like the Stuart are so much easier to keep alive compared to a quad, which will die. It's only got 320 health. I'm not your quad or a half track for US forces.
We are losing a sector.
Just makes a big difference against those like 250 rushes with the Shreks inside. Extra surviving that extra shot of damage. Oh, P4, but he's gone for a bulldozer, Sherman. Oh, big shot. Peregrine's almost go down.
The sector has been cut off.
Yeah, bulldozer doesn't really want to go head to head with the Panzer IV. Looks like the Panzer IV considering coming in for an ambulance assault. DevM on the run with the ambo. Might be a little bit too late though. That ambulance is so damn slow. No, he's gotten out there fast enough, and he's got the rear echelon back here with the bazookas. So DevM getting out of there. Bulldozer coming in for the block on the rear. Maybe going to allow some damage from the bazookas here. Also got a little bit of damage just from the howitzer on that thing. Here comes the Stuart. Oh man, how sweet would it be to see the Stuart come in there, get a point blank engine shot on him as he backed out, but not going to happen. Kimbo does have the Shreks nearby, so Bulldozer has to be careful. Looks like he's sending that up to the north. And the rear echelon low in health. Gonna try save some manpower. Retreat them nice and early. Oh, goes up in the north. No machine gun upgrade on that quite yet though. So not terribly good on the run against these assault grenadiers. Try and chase them down, go for the wipe. Ooh, that was a good hit. That was a really good hit, and he does get the wipe. All the assault grenadiers are now deceased. Just connecting with the bulldozer. We've got the captain up there with the bazooka though, helping to zone out the Panzer IV. Rifleman coming across as well. Oh, machine gun in a really nice position there for Kimbo, suppressing both of those squads. Bulldozer from the side. So far, oh, the Shreks connect both. Now the bulldozer in trouble. P4 on the chase down, misses another shot. Got a snare nearby. And that zones out the Panzer IV. Bulldozer coming back in, a little bit risky. Oh, big connection. And Bulldozer pulling back. Got the 50 out the back, so if these Shreks do push forwards, they might get suppressed. But Bulldozer spinning around, getting blocked by the Stuart, exposing the rear armor. Huge blunder there from DevM. And he loses the Bulldozer. Pathing issues there, the Stuart blocking the bulldozer, and that is a costly loss. Bazooka's charging through center, putting pressure on the Panzer IV. Looking to connect with another volley, and they do with one more from the lieutenant. Rear echelon misses. I think they would have died if that second bazooka had connected there. Kimbo playing a dangerous game. And the answer from DevM going to be an M10. Very cheap option. Highly mobile, very good at dealing with medium tanks, especially before the Panzer IV gets the armoured skirts.
We are losing a sector.
And because he did wipe that assault grenadiers, you know, he does have a strong infantry core, especially if he can get the suppression working on these machine guns. Oh, Stuart takes a big volley there. Another P-gren. He's just replaced all his assault grenadiers with Panzer grenadiers at this point. Oh, bundle grenade over the wall. Looks like he's going to lose this here. Not even starting the retreat. Mistake there from DevM. Opens the door for a machine gun steal here potentially. Try and jump into the building. Rifleman win the race. Grenade onto the weird position. Shrek's going for the Stuart. Stuart just left here from DevM. Oh man. Oh, one of them hit the wall. And the Stuart gets out of there alive. DevM extremely lucky there, making a few errors with his vehicle control. But the machine gun out here still hasn't been recrewed. Looks like the riflemen are going to go for the steal, but the P-grens are there, and he decides against it. The bundle grenade threat too high, but Kimbo doesn't actually have the munitions for a bundle grenade. Oh, and the RE Zooks go down. In comes the Panzer IV, but we've got the M10 nearby about to pounce. P4 with the rear armor exposed here. M10 misses the first shot, a little bit unlucky. And misses the second. That wall blocking two shots. M10. What are you up to? But so far, DevM a little bit sloppy, if I have to say. A few errors with his vehicle control and no retreat at all on that 50 cal. Ends up turning it over to Kimbo. Kimbo about to hit his next Panzer IV means that DevM might have to just go for another M10. And you know, he kind of maybe had the infantry advantage before, but turning the 50 over to Kimbo, and now I think Kimbo's got the advantage. But we'll have to wait and see. Especially with DevM losing the bazooka REs as well. We'll also leave him open to the Talamines. M10 very good at crushing, have to remember. Coming in for a crush. Forces the retreat, but the Shreks are there to punish. Connects. P4 coming in as well. M10 in a bit of trouble. Bazooka's out the back coming forwards. P4 blitzing in. Up the shell shock on the Stuart. And the P4 pulls back. Second Panzer IV coming in though. Bazooka's leading the way. M10 pulls back, hops out for some repairs. Another M10 in production as predicted. Looks like he's only got one bazooka on that lieutenant. And one on the Major. Oh, Major getting very low. Gonna go down here to the Peregrines most likely. Another loss there for DevM. Kimbo turning it up here. Now coming in, looking to exploit the advantage to the fullest. 2v1. M10 not at full strength, but we've got another M10 about to arrive. It's coming in from the bottom though. Not in the right position to assist. P4 blitzing in after it. Here comes the Stuart. Shell shock. P4 blitzing out to safety though. And second M10 doing cartwheels, trying to avoid the Shreks. Stuart, the sacrificial lamb, saving the M10 there. But yeah, DevM bringing the M10 in from the wrong side doesn't end up being able to assist at all in this engagement. DevM's starting to fall apart here a little bit. Oh, Talamine right there. Oh, when he hits it, that's the impact of not having those REs anymore. And goes down to the Shreks. DevM now way behind. I actually don't think he can win this anymore. The pathway he has though, is that another Talamine? It just kind of looks like it. Is he has to go captain. We'll give him an extra squad, help him in the anti-infantry, and then build an AT gun.
We are losing Soldaten.
Ooh, we're losing Soldaten. Stolen 50 cal goes down, but where? Man, I'm just bleating on. I'm not even paying attention. Where did the 50 cal go down? Oh, what? It's dead. Well, I guess he's got the option of going for another M10.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
It's a bit risky. And here we go, missing its first shot again. DevM running really bad. But so far, Kimbo's been pretty good at avoiding the suppression of the 50 cals with these Shreks, and it looks like he's going to be successful again coming around the corner here. P4 coming for a base inspection, looking for that ambo. Oh, and Shreks connect with the M10. He takes a turn around. P4 connecting on the move. Then comes the other M10. P4 stops for max accuracy, gets the kill on the M10. M10 looking for revenge now. Can he get it? Second Panzer IV blitzing forwards. Needs one more shot to connect. We've got a squad out the back for the snare. But he's got his hands full. M10 having to pull back in the face of the other Panzer IV. And both M10s go down. Both Panzer IVs still alive. And I think that's it for DevM.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
I just don't think he's got anything left. Well-timed assault there from Kimbo. Really good support play. Blitzing forwards with that second Panzer IV made all the difference. And DevM getting caught out, repairing on the front lines. Fully exploited. People coming in for the base kills. Lieutenant down, Ambo in trouble. Squad of riflemen here as well. Gets the Ambo and he pulls back. Riflemen reinforce up to 2 models. Besides, it's not worth the hassle. DevM down to almost nothing. And once this P4's repaired up, probably all going to go for another base inspection. Another Panzer IV. The train keeps rolling for Kimbo. And think about it, this whole cascade of events started when DevM lost the bulldozer up here because it got blocked by his own Stewart. That set all these events into motion. He's just got no anti-tank answer. Looks like he's trying to save up for another M10. He's going to be outnumbered 3v1. I don't think Kimbo's going to let him get away with that. He's near connecting and he gets the wipe on the rifle.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
And that's enough for DevM to throw in the towel finally. So there we go. Kimbo pulls it back after a shaky start. DevM making a few errors this match, ultimately costing him it. GG. Kimbo up 1-0 in this series. And here we are underway for game 2 of this series. Kimbo up 1-0. And now he's playing as allies. Playing as the Soviets. And once again picking the same commander going defensive, but going for a different build this time. Going for a double combat engineer start instead of a conscript. Interesting. Oh, and going into tier 1. Tier 1 with this strategy. Okay, this is a different build to what we saw against Seeking, but it's going to counter DevM very well because DevM, has gone for Osseer and he's gone for Assault Grenadiers. No machine gun though, just double Pyos, which gives you some very strong early map control into Assault Grenadiers. So tier 1 with a potential M3 is going to be extremely effective against what DevM's going for here. Kimbo's countering him extremely well right out the gate.
Fresh Grenadier squad. We claimed it for the fatherland.
Both players just capping up the map at the moment. Combat engineers going to complete the capture, but then getting bullied away by both these squads. M3 in production now for Kimbo. And there we go. DevM getting a nasty surprise there. Penals arriving. And that is not what he wanted to see. Assault Grenadiers coming through. Double Pyos, mass SMGs versus the Penals. Can he get the job done? Assault Grenadiers chasing away the combat engineers over there and does force the retreat from Kimbo. Did drop a few models though and didn't take any bleed in return though. Is quite low in health and too early to go for medics realistically. M3 chipping away at these Pyos, but Pyos trying to inflict some damage on it. And early on, that's DevM's really only counter to the M3, just blobbing up and hoping you'll get mass chip damage through with all the SMGs. But so far, DevM with superior map control connected the fuel. So DevM has Kimbo has a lot of work to do with this M3. Kimbo has so little fuel control, nowhere near the munitions for a flamer at the moment. So the M3 not at its peak potential. And look at this, super early tier 2 tech from DevM and only 15 fuel away from a 222. So Kimbo, he's got the tier 1, but his start has just been so poor. He didn't like send a second combat engineer off to the other side to do some capping. So he's just got no map control. Even with the M3, DevM playing this extremely well. And that 222 is going to come in at a very, very nice timing for DevM as a result of this. And this is once again like an impact of going for the double pyos compared to the machine gun. Pyos quicker to build than the machine gun, allows DevM that extra bit of early map control, and that helps speed the 222 out even faster in the face of this M3A1 threat. So all these factors stacking up for DevM here. And as a result of that, he's looking quite good. I thought he was about to get hard counted by the M3, but Kimbo not having the munitions really has limited the M3's effectiveness. Oh, Asgreen's in trouble for DevM. And they go down to the penal. So right as I was singing his praises, he takes a loss. It's the battle in the north, however. And here comes the 222, M3 quick to pull back. So Kimbo has some tools available, well, not yet available. M42, quarter of command point away. Also can put a squad of PTRS penals in the M3 to assist, go for the bit of the chase down on the 222 can be very effective. 222 bullying away these squads. And P Green's going to be the option for DevM, replacing that lost squad of Assault Grenadiers. Mass repairs in base at the moment. 222 considering a base inspection, and MG getting blocked by the tech structure there, so 222 doesn't take any damage from pushing that deep. And that is a risk, you try to put your tech structure that far forward so you can reinforce from it, but in this case blocking the base bunker from being effective. That's why sometimes I like to put it slightly more out to the side, but it's alright. Okay, Telemine down for DevM. And Kimbo does have double comm engineers, but no sweepers yet. Oh, right as I say that, he gets some sweepers on this one. 222 finding the M3 here. Kimbo pulling back. 222 a little bit slow on the chase down and having some pathing issues. M3 might be able to get away. Doesn't even pop the speed boost though. Oh, 222 gets another shot. Oh, very close to the mine, very close to the mine. Ooh, squeaked right by it, and he's gonna sweep it now. That was a close call. DevM just a little bit slow chasing the M3 there. And that might mean the window is closed for him to kill it, because here comes M42 opening up on the 222. Doing some nice damage to it. Head bunker in production there for DevM. Pulling back for repairs now, but he's got a tremendous amount of map control. As you can see here. On the back of that 222 pressure. P-Green's taking a lot of damage there in the center. On the run now though. Mine on the cutoff there for Kimbo. And this is a tricky combination here, the M42 walking around in camouflage. Can make it tricky for the 222 to operate safely. Oh, 222. Oh, oh. Oh, he gets cold feet thanks to the M42. I think if he just dived in there, he would have got the kill. And then managed to back away around this pathway, but he played it safe, he pulled back. And both light vehicles end up getting out. But I think that's an advantage to Kimbo. Need Assault doing some big damage to the penals, but they're still healthy enough to win. And now even going for the chase down, looking for the wipe. Doesn't quite get it. 222 out back getting repaired. And that's another thing that the double pyros are pretty good at. Fast repairs. Over DevM, he's got plenty of munitions, hasn't ticked sweepers, which is kind of risky. Given that Kimbo also has double engineers, so mines are a possibility. I've only seen one so far, but could easily be more. The disco blasting away the squad inside the building. 222 coming in on the flank. M42 was doing some capping. Coming into assist now. Coming around the corner. He's taking a good chunk of damage. And 222 going to back through its arc. He popped the AP ammo, but it's not going to be relevant. DVM already on the run. And now he's got the sweepers just in time to sweep that mine in the center. Nicely done. M42 through this gap. Oh, but it misses the killing blow. DevM very, very lucky there.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
M3 in the flamer in the north. Fighting DevM. He pulls back those soft retreat. Maybe Kimbo worried about a mine up here. Don't think he's swept up here for quite a long time, so he decides not to chase in any further. 222 coming across aggressively, but missing most of its shots. Close to max range like that. P-Greens go on top of the cutoff, but now a tough retreat path with the flamer. Will he make it home? M3 popping the speed boost. 222 quite low. M42 coming across. P-Green getting chased down here, but that's quite a lot of SMG fire. Will the P-Green make it home? No, he doesn't. DevM paying the price for going for that cutoff. And the M3 skates out of there on a very low amount of health once again. That thing's got 9 lives in this game. And that has to be extremely frustrating for DevM. Another disco out for Kimbo now.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
DevM still has that pretty good map control. Putting down his tech now and pretty close to a medium tank in terms of fuel. But about to lose a lot of territory control, I feel like, after losing a few squads like that. He's coming in from the side. Penal's pretty good close range compared to other bolt action squads, but not against these SMGs and assault rifles. Well, I suppose they've got semi-auto rifles, not bolt actions. Nearly got the revenge wipe there, but doesn't materialize. 222 rumbling around, looking for an angle, trying to avoid the M42. But coming back through the center, he knows where it is. Comes in for a brief tickle on the Dishka. This would be the ultimate target, the one down the far south. Kimbo put down the tier 3 now. But is he going to go like the last time? Oh, chase down, looking for the wipe again. Stops. Maybe worried about Teller close to the base entrance. 42 zoning out the 222 once more. And Kimbo playing it safe, pulling back the Dishka that was all the way exposed to a potential 222 assault. Bring it into a more defensive position there. Nice cautious play from him. Not giving DevM the opportunity here. Mine down on the cutoff. 222 doing some nice damage. Forces back the Dishka. And that's going to allow DevM to do the cap. Ooh, mass push forwards, sprinting after the Dishka. M3 getting in there doing some damage, but exposing the rear could take quite a lot in return. Nope, that's going to be a mass retreat. In come the penals from the side. 222 coming across, but M42 also come down here. We've got a Teller mine over here as well. Fresh Teller. M42 sets up, gets some damage done. And the 222 gets cold feet. No, chasing around the corner. Maybe go for attack rounds. Ooh, very, very close call for the M3 again. P-Gren's trying to get some small arms damage, but it's not enough. Oh. One grenade in, but forces the penals to reposition. Maybe saving the day on the pyres on retreat. But there's a lot of manpower bleed on the side of DevM. Satchel avoided. Panzer IV in production for DevM though. Will that be the tide turner? 42 switching over to the anti-infantry round. In comes the M3 once again. But here comes the Panzer IV in response. M3, oh, hits the teller. 3 models inside go down as well. And Assault Grenadiers on top of the AT gun here. P4 blitzing in. Oh, but there's suppression out the back there. Well positioned by Kimbo. But P4 still wants to get the job done. Doesn't have the machine gun upgrading on that. Slight mistake from DevM not starting the upgrade when he's still in friendly territory. That extra damage would really help him get the decrew on this AT gun. Probably wouldn't quite be completed yet. Maybe would have as he got closer to the base entrance. But Kimbo, panic, calling in another M42. And the Panzer IV pulls back. Mass retreat as well from all those squads getting suppressed by the Dishka. 222 in the north though. Finds a combat engineer and gets the kill. And the sweeper's coming in, cleaning up those mines. Nicely done there by DevM. Okay, he's pulling it back a little bit. Pulling it back. Tier 4 going down for Kimbo though. He's right there for a tank. And last time we saw him go for mass T-34s. Is that going to be the option again? He's got a lot of munitions for the anti-tank Overwatch, but still about 4 command points away from it. Double M42. Ambushing. Big damage. 222 in trouble. But gets out of there in the nick of time. P-Green's coming around the corner, but heavily outnumbered by the double penals. Takes a lot of damage. And now has to evac. That's the thing, these Dishkas just covering Kimbo so well. I feel like they're really strong on this map. They've got like a wide enough arc to cover a lot of these angles, but good mobility to react to flanks as well. Similar to the 50 cal. Artillery barrage dropped on that one though. Forces the retreat. Generally I think it's better to try and save light artillery barrages for the anti-tank guns when you're making an aggressive tank play, but DevM pulling the trigger there. And Panzer IV and 222 opening up. M42's pushing forwards in response. T-34 going to be the first tank option for Kimbo. Trying to bait here with the penals. Allowing the M42s to get a few hits in on the Panzer IV. And oh wow, Shreks from DevM. A curious decision. I'm not sure why he got those. And even drops one. Oh man, that is horrible luck for DevM. Double M42's opening up on the P4, and the Shrek connects as well. That was an extremely close call. The Shrek almost making the difference there. One more M42 shot, and that was dead. But yeah, that was a cute... Why did he get Shreks? Doesn't make any sense. No, he's not up against any tanks. He's got an AT gun. That must have been a misclick or something. I don't understand at all. Maybe he's trying to upgrade the machine gun and he got Shreks instead. He had the wrong thing selected. I don't know. 32's over here capping. 222 doing some nice damage. Flamers chipping in as well. P-Green's waltzing forwards, but the Dishka there covering on the cutoff. DevM has managed to branch out over here though. Got some territory connected, but here comes the T-34 and the Panzer IV is still extremely low, no repairs. Takes down the 222. Pack and Shreks trying to mobilize. Flank attempt on the Dishka with the Assault Grenadiers. Shrek missing the mark there. But it's closing the distance. Pack long range connecting with the T-34. And Shrek also connecting. T-34 on the run. Maybe worried about the incoming Panzer IV, but that, as we know, still very, very low in health. Inching its way forward. Second T-34 for Kimbo. And looks like the Dishka forced away the Pio up there in the north. So Grenadiers sprinting, looking for the M42 kill here. Pack pushing up behind this. T-34 trying to deter the wipe. Very, very low. Oh, the T-34, big shot from the main gun. Just needs a little bit of follow-up. The pack connects. Whoa. Very lucky both ways. Both that not getting decrewed and the assault grenadiers getting away there.
Sector under attack.
I think we can just call it a wash. Both players getting lucky.
Red Army artillery ready to fire.
Here comes the second T-34. Only one combat engineer for repairs, remember. That one with the sweeper earlier got killed, so that is a slight limiting factor for Kimbo, and also has to worry about those tellers. Remember hitting one over here with the M3. So now a threat. T-34 getting aggressive here. Go for a base inspection. We do have a Shrek squad back there though, so don't think it's going to go too well for him. Maybe he's hoping to knock out the mid bunker. Pack somewhat nearby also. Could set up potentially into the retreat path. Bigger's taking some damage though. Taking a while to reload. And Kimbo gets out of there before a second shot comes through. Pack somewhat exposed to the double P-Greens. Machine gun setting up for the suppression, but they got quite low. And machine gun gunner getting decrewed here. No suppression coming through. Pack setting up P4s here, going for the ram and going for the anti-tank overwatch. This time Kimbo doesn't get lucky though, and does not get the engine critical on the Panzer IV, so it should be able to get out of there safely. Last time we saw that penetrate and get the engine critical every single time. This time Kimbo not so lucky. So T-34 goes down, but it was a decent idea. Just T-34 was most likely dead in that position against Panzer IV and the pack, so why not have a chance of getting the return kill on the Panzer IV. Decent idea. Begins chasing after T-34, but Kimbo kiting really nicely here. Pack setting up. Ooh. Decent damage. Pilgrim's coming through the center. We've got the double M42s. Is he switching rounds on them? No. Waiting in camouflage there. Before out the top, getting repaired and just about up to full strength. Another Panzer IV coming through, and we've got a fresh T-34 as well, so it's going to be medium on medium action. T-34 coming forwards, Pack connecting for one shot. Panzer IV coming through from the other side. Kimbo's T-34 in some trouble. A T-gun still alive. P4 misses the first shot, doesn't have Vet 1 yet, so no blitz. Double A T-guns are right there, but he gets the following kill. Oh, a T-gun does get decrewed here. T-34 coming in on the rear of the Panzer IV. Oh, big shot from the P4. Gets the kill on the machine gun. And here comes the second Panzer IV. Oh, coming in from the wrong spawn. P4 out here quite low, but I think it will survive one more shot, so not in too much trouble. And he bounces. P4 does not bounce the return shot. Double A T-guns coming through for Kimbo though. That P4 missing. Double A T-guns actually targeting the decrew pack. Kill that. DevM's Panzer IV charging forwards. Just needs 2 more shots to penetrate. Clears the arc. Gets behind these shot blockers. But the Panzer IV pulls back in the face of the shreked up penals. But in come the assault grenadiers. Looking for the decrew. Come on, don't. Is that going to get away on a pixel again? No, not this time. But the push runs out of steam here for DevM. Machine gun didn't quite arrive in time to suppress these penals, so maybe Kimbo going to be able to recrew this. But DevM still got away with both his tanks alive, so not the end of the world for him. He got a little bit luckier with the Panzer IVs landing and penetrating. Could have taken down that T-34, so not too bad. But oh, MG out here taking some big damage. T-34 already repaired. MG going to get decrewed. Just went down so quickly. Those Vet 3 penals and the T-34 there. Goes for the recrew with the P-Greens. That's expensive stuff. And double T-34s on the chase down, looking for the kill. Dishka up here now, going to be the next target. Oh, he gets the kill. That T-34's main gun going off. And Kimbo going to be able to steal a machine gun back here with those penals. Got double Panzer IVs nearby, but they're not full strength. Looks like DevM's going to bring them forwards for the fight anyways. Got the Shreks there as well. double Shreks. Re-upgraded the Shreks, but the double AT guns are out the back for Kimbo, so DevM pulling back.
300 points.
Oh man, that main gun! Going so well. Full strength P4 out the front. AT guns all the way forwards here for Kimbo. Not even safe in his own base, and DevM with very little territory to his name. He's got almost no squads at the moment. Losing that second machine gun really costly for him. When he's this low, he's very low on manpower at the moment as well. All this bleed from the P-Green's really stacking up. And Kimbo actually ahead in KD, which is no good when you're bleeding the P-Green models like that. Third T-34 for Kimbo. He's got a huge reserve of munitions as well for the anti-tank Overwatch. So imagine we're going to see him go for a ram into that in the not too distant future. Oh man, T-34 from this side got another huge main gunshot, and his follow-up just going crazy. How are these T-34 main guns doing this much damage? Completely out of character. And the M42 is looking for the follow-up kill on that decrued weapon. Well done by Kimbo, but coming forward instead, maybe contesting the Panzer IV instead. But he can't recrew it, he'll lose the squad if he does so. Panzer IV from this side, no machine gun upgrade. Trying to flank these two AT guns, we've got double pilots coming forwards, but there is the machine gun there to suppress him. He's dropped the light artillery one way, but anti-tank Overwatch back the other way. Artillery barrage is slightly too late coming down. The AT guns clear the arc, and machine gun gets destroyed. One T-34 one shot from death, but Panzer IV has to pull back, can't go for the kill. And DevM getting boxed into his base once again. Oh, this is risky. Double M42s are right there waiting for him. P-Green's trying to get some extra damage on these T-34s. The Dishka's there now, going to get the suppression on the T-34 main guns. Once again getting a really big hit. And DevM can't really get too much done until his Panzer IVs are healthy again. T-34's coming forwards. Oh, double shots from the P4s, and he's considering coming forwards for the kill, but that's a lot of anti-tank there for him. P4's got the skirts though. Should be able to shrug off a few of these hits, but it's a lot more repair time now for DevM. Kimbo also has a lot of repairs required though, getting it going on that T-34 out the back. But he just doesn't have the infantry. Without the machine guns, he's getting ripped apart long range by these penals. Interesting to see what DevM goes for next. I guess it's going to be another Panzer IV. Askren's with the veteran squad leader upgrade here, getting through the penals there.
We are losing a sector.
Oh, double M42s instantly connect on the Panzer IV. But it looks like he's going to try leave it on the front lines. Look for some damage on this low health T-34. He's 2 shots to connect. Oh, very low reload. Can get the kill on this penal. P4 chasing forwards. No machine gun upgrade on it at the moment. Can he get the kill? And he does. Nice follow-up there from DevM in the back of his assault grenades. Yeah, assault grenades traded for a satchel. And Kimbo came out worse for it, but he's just going mass tank spam. Another T-34. Another Panzer IV though from DevM. Panzer IV coming in from the side. AT guns. Oh, going for the ram. And this one penetrates. Double ram, in fact. Double Panzer IVs. And this one with the immobilized critical. Or heavy engine damage. Not quite immobilized. But it went down very, very quickly to the double M42s. The other one in trouble as well. The edge of the arc is right here, but he doesn't make it out in time. Can DevM capitalize on this? Takes down one of the T-34s. He's got a Panzer IV coming out now, but he's just so low on manpower. He's got nothing. Every time he pushes forwards like this, he's getting bled like crazy. T-34 wants to finish the job on the other T-34. Went for the Ram, Panzer IV. The double M42s are still there, the exact same position. The Panzer IV can't get the job done. Double T-34 is going hunting, trying to get into the retreat pathing. One coming in from one way, one from the other. Shreks from this side though. Can the Panzer IV hold on? Trying to keep his frontal armor facing the correct direction. No, the second Shrek misses. T-34 still alive. Panzer IV gets the kill, facing the armor the correct direction. Double M42's moving in. This will be a Christmas miracle if the Panzer IV survives. Shrek's connecting. T-34 on the run. No, the double M42s both connect. He's got maybe one attack ground attempt with the Shreks to get the T-34 here. Kimbo briefly stops. Stops again. But Shrek switched focus fire across to this T-34. Maybe lost sight of this one out the back. No, sees it. Not ready to fire though. Oh, and the T-34 gets the wipe. And I think that's it. I don't think DevM's got anything left after that. Oh, really nice crush there by Kimbo. Another T-34 thrown onto the battlefield. And yeah, during those hectic tank engagements like that is when you really need the light artillery barrage to be dropped on the double AT guns. It can limit the amount of damage that your tanks take during a crazy engagement like that. But DevM spent it earlier over here and didn't end up getting almost any damage done with it because of that. And just didn't have the munitions available for it when the time came. Just desperate to get the kill there. One more Shrek would have finished the job, but the pyre was so low. And he loses the squad.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
Still out on the map? No. Looks like he threw in the towel. So DevM takes... Oh, Kimbo takes this series 2-0 over DevM. Well played by him. I thought DevM had it, you know, he got his 2-2-2 out at such a good timing. His early game was so strong. But the double M42 showing their strength even against some medium tanks, and DevM yeah, losing that pack was just so devastating. He never really recovered from that. He needed it so badly against these T-34s. He's bleeding like crazy time and time again. And he just never found an opportunity to drive on top of the double M42s and get the kill. He got them so low a couple of times down to like 2 models, but just couldn't quite finish them. And they're so frustrating playing against Soviets, 6-man weapon teams, especially the AT guns. So hard to kill. And DevM couldn't get the job done. Well played by Kimbo. He will advance in the tournament.